My cousin stole my dog and my family prevented me from getting him back, saying she deserved him more. Now that I've sued them and got my dog back, my family wants me to forgive them and drop the lawsuit. My cousin has always been the spoiled one in the family, and everyone knew it. We all had to avoid showing her our cool things because if she liked them, she would throw a tantrum and the family would feel sorry for her and give her whatever she wanted. Note that she is over 20 years old and has had this behavior since childhood, and they still spoil her. Because of this, even though I've had my dog for over 3 years, I never showed him to my cousin and avoided her seeing anything about him. I didn't think they would actually take my dog, but knowing her, I didn't doubt anything. Well, recently I had to travel, and this time the dog daycare I usually used was closed, and none of the others in the area had availability. So, very reluctantly, I had to leave him with my mom because it was an urgent work trip and I really couldn't leave the dog alone. I made the trip and, before even setting foot in my house, I went to my mom's house to get my dog. I knew something was wrong as soon as I walked in. When I arrived, my mom started changing the subject, but I kept asking about my dog, and then she told me. My cousin had come over a few days ago, saw the dog, and fell in love with him. My mom tried to refuse, but she said my cousin was so sweet and seemed like she would take such good care of the dog that she couldn't deny her the gift. Obviously, I was furious and said my dog was not a gift, and I wanted them to go get him back now, or I would go myself. That's when the general argument started. They said it would be cruel for me to take the dog away from my cousin since she had already become attached to him. I said that if she got attached in a few days, imagine how I felt after 3 years, and I didn't care that she was attached to him, my dog was mine, and I wanted him back now. The argument continued, more family members got involved, saying she deserved the dog because she was such a sweet girl. I ended up leaving, saying that if they didn't want to resolve this honestly, they would resolve it in court. Yes, for the first time, I decided my cousin would not get what she wanted, and I sued them. I sued my mom for giving away my dog without permission and my cousin for refusing to return the dog even though she knew the whole story and that I wanted him back. At first, they started calling me, saying they didn't care, that they wouldn't return the dog no matter what happened. But when they saw I wasn't dropping the lawsuit and would continue to the end, they changed their tune. After the first court session, when they realized they would lose and have to return the dog and pay compensation, my mom came to my house with the dog, saying she hoped I understood them and that I should drop the lawsuit now that they had returned the dog. But that's when the bigger problem arose. The dog was acting completely strange, he wasn't eating, was clearly sad, and very different from his usual behavior. When I took him to the vet, we found out he had eaten several plastic toys made for puppies and had to undergo surgery to remove them. I was even more furious, they stole my dog, neglected to care for him properly, letting him eat such things, and worse, they didn't even notice he was sick. My dog is now fine and recovering. I informed my lawyer about this, and now not only are we not dropping the lawsuit, but we are also seeking even higher compensation. When they heard about this, they called me, asking why and saying I wanted to rob them. Then I told them about the dog, and they said they knew this was happening but didn't think it would be a problem since he would eventually just vomit it up. I hung up and sent the recording of this conversation to my lawyer, and now we are all set for the second court session, and honestly, I can't wait to see their faces at the end of it all.